Oh, lovely adherers of the crunchy pleasures, crow in delight as your teeth sink into a golden brown loaf of our unrivaled fresh and tasty bread.
Ahoy.
I see. Vera was the one who thought of looking inside that book. I'm glad she did. Aye, I thought so. Well, we have all 3 clues now. Come on in, let us try it. Here, that's the casket. Left, right, left. Yes, that sounds good. Yes, it worked. By the righteous path, it worked. Yes, this is just like you, isn't it? This is you. I know I've said this 100 times before, but again, thank you for all this. To read these lines, it's as if she were here. Only for a moment, but still. I promise to compensate you for your efforts. I think I could teach you a thing or two about my craft, about locks. Or maybe I can give you a more general tip. What do you say? All right, let me think. The way a lock sounds when you knock at it can be crucial to how it works. The next time you need to open a lock somehow, keep that in mind. It sounds simple, but it is effective. Now, I would appreciate it if you gave me some time alone. I need to talk to Vera. And I need to make sure what's in this casket doesn't get lost. Thank you again. I will never forget what you did for me. Walk blessed. It's good to see you.
An outlander? Isn't this nice?
They just sit on their asses and hope things settle themselves.
Madame? Walk? Sure. Where to?
you there. You gotta help me. Get me out of here. Phew, you sure showed those bastards who's boss. Good work. Who sent you? I can hardly imagine you came here by chance. Oh, well, what didn't happen? If Dal Terowin sent you, I take it you know why I'm here. So here's the short version. I managed to find the steering unit for that machine, but when I got back, I got ambushed by these arseholes, highwaymen. They must have known I was working for Terowin, and that he'd pay quite a ransom for me. Otherwise, I'm sure they would have slit my throat right open. Huh, pity. They didn't count on you coming. No, of course not. They took it with them. My money would be in their hideout, Fortress Sourcewatch, not far from here. You sure look like you can handle yourself in a fight. So, what do you think about going in there and getting back the unit for us? I'd help you, but those bastards got me good before they locked me in that cage. I need to see an apothecary as soon as possible. Good. Thanks again for helping. I appreciate it.
Hear my words, O path-abiding people of this holy city. Many of you may have heard it already. There's war in Kira. A group
We always
of
go
honored
too
heretics
easy on
who adorn themselves with the name Disciples of the Sin have
The others, treat yourself.
a threat from the Red Sea of the Golden Queen.
Seeking his
By
house
that
on the
Walk blessed.
Raindrops, red and small.
Oh well.
From the velvet sky they fall.
Well, girl, it's not as if I said we'd need an escort from the beginning. You really were lucky. I hope you know that.
Thanks for reminding me. Now look at that, talking of the Black Guardian.
There you are. Good to see you back in one piece. Pathira told me everything. Had I known you'd be up against an entire gang of highwaymen, I would have sent reinforcements. But it seems you really do know how to handle yourself in a fight. Did you find the steering unit? Splendid, that's it! Good work, here's your pay. And since you're here already, there is something else you might assist us with, and it will be just as lucrative. Something that makes it the ideal place to go if you're suicidal and you're looking for a quick way out. You're an outlander, aren't you? How can I explain that without going beyond the scope? Dalmeric. Does the name ring a bell? He was an arcanist who lived about 2,000 years ago. Back then, the Order planned to build a second great city here in Enderal, situated in a region we now call Goldenforst. But, as it turned out, the place was everything but a good choice for a settlement. No crops would grow there, and the water made the settlers sick. So 3 years after the founding of the first settlement, Malif, the Order forced the settlers to abandon the mission and return to Ark. But as things are with vain personalities, Dalmeric, who had been in charge of the mission, didn't like that idea at all. Malif had been his dream, and so he wanted to hold on to it no matter what the price. One of his ways to do so was a device he called the Sun Wheel, an old Pyrean construction which was meant to make the barren lands fertile again. You can figure out the rest. One night there was a bright flash of light, and since then Thalgard has been contaminated. Apart from a few animals and the Sunborn, savages whose brains have been rotted by the green fog there, it's deserted. In the first few centuries to follow, the fog spread as far as Goldenforst, but by now it's receded from there. Energy. Horst's frame might be complete, but he still lacks a source of energy. One that doesn't exhaust itself. Similar to Pyrean crystals, only much more resourceful. Evidently, the only ones capable of creating something as genial are starling tinkerers. The only problem is that the plans for such an energy core have been lost for centuries now, as have its prototypes. However, Agnod might still have one.
Just cut to the chase, will you, Master? Agnog is an old starship that was constructed centuries ago in Anku, the great Starling city on Nehrim. The spearhead of Starling craft built to reclaim the forgotten homeland, blah blah blah, and so on and so forth. It crashed on the first test flight.
in which it got from Nehrim to as far as Enderal within a day's travel. A little more respect, please, Pathira. Anyway, fact is, until now, everybody believed the ship had crashed right into the Red Sea, a few miles before the Sun Coast. It didn't. It lies buried in the Enderalian Frostcliff Glacier.
I have already scouted the perimeter. It is completely enclosed with ice. But with an aptitude, one can find a way in. The energy core we need is, where else could it be? In the heart of the ship, the generator room. And this is where you come in. I can get inside by myself, but I bet my left hand that the Tinkerers have come up with a whole arsenal of nasty defense mechanisms to process any intruders into dust, bones, or puddles of flesh. I will go on ahead and try to deactivate as many traps as possible, but I might still need your help getting to the core. You have a map, don't you? Here, this is where you should find the ship.
And as I said, find us the core and your payment will be baronial. Best you get going as soon as possible. In the meantime, I will take a look at the steering unit.
Yes?
Work. Life isn't easy.
I'm so hungry.
Madame.
Hear my words, O path-abiding people of this holy city. A miracle has happened, a miracle that must have been.
Ahoy!
Yes? Yes?
Some people just don't know their path.
You're an outlander, aren't you? I can tell. You don't know this? How can I explain? We are an association of thinkers, highly gifted thinkers of startling origin, to be precise. And screws, hats, odds and ends is our guild, to put it in worldly terms. Ah, and did I forget to mention that we are the #1 supplier of the Holy Order in terms of metalware and starling technology? Show me. Now look at that. I have to admit I'm surprised. How would you like to be rewarded? Fine. Anything else? If not, please leave me to my work. Until next time. Maybe.